Hi guys, so I'm gonna go over some anime news today. Some things I find interesting. First and foremost, solo leveling. It's not season 3 is not gonna be worked on until around 2028. So this is the latest update from the producer of solo leveling. So expect about 3 years from now to see season 3. And the reason why it seems like A1 Pictures is gonna be busy making a lot of anime series. They probably had a contract and had to work on some things first for the next 2 years. So they'll probably go back to solo leveling maybe in 2028. The backlash of this is that it could reduce hype for season 3. That could be a problem. I know that solo leveling is really huge in North America, seems popular in Europe. I think it's super damn big in Japan also. But I know they have other really big series, and in general, you don't want to make anime just about new seasons of the same anime series, like Solo Leveling and Free Ran. You kind of want to open up doors to new stuff, otherwise people kind of get bored. Or it's gonna be hard to get new fans. That's why I have. But anyway, I highlight 2028 so that you guys know for sure that you have to wait for a while. And that's basically the article. And just giving that quick update. Again, don't expect until maybe 2028. They might speed up and maybe do more in 2027, but I'm expecting to be pretty busy. A1 Picture Studios being on in a row, making a lot of stuff. I'm sure you got a new contract. So keep that in mind, guys. Next thing we'll talk about is this new anime series. And by the way, the Soul Live article is from May 2nd, 2025. So very recent article. That's the latest update on that. The next update is from April 26, 2025 from Crunchyroll website. Arknights Rise from Amber anime premiere on July 4th. It looks like summer will have some interesting series. I know Donna Dun season 2 is coming now in July also. I think it's July 1st or 2nd. So my wife and I are really waiting for that the most. In spring season, there's really mainly three anime series that my wife and I are really watching right now. Lazarus is one of them. No disappointment so far. If you like Cowboy Bebop, Great Pretender, even Samurai Champloo, it's the same basic same producer creator. You're gonna enjoy Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, as long as you like those type of series, you're gonna like Lazarus. It's pretty cool. The one of the characters reminds me of Spike a lot. The way he fights, a bit of his attitude too reminds me of Spike, but especially the way he fights. Very much Spike like way of fighting, and really cool. Um, I think it's Column. Column. I'm not pronouncing that right. I gotta Google later, but Column is also really good. I love the animation too. Lazarus has great animation as well. Column really reminds me of like a late 80s or 90s anime style, but modern, like modernized. Really been enjoying the romance. I love that type of mystery romance series where I like a lot of mysteries like that one where you're not sure what the hell's going on, but you're slowly kind of getting hints of what's going on. Great series. And Witch Watch. Witch Watch was a huge surprise. It's a cute romance, makes tons of references to a bunch of anime series, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, uh, Yu-Gi-Oh, bunch of other stuff. Really cool. I've really been enjoying it. And the romance is nice and it's funny. It's refreshing in a way. Those are really the main three. But anyway, to get back to this, there's another one in July. I don't know anything about this series, Arknights Rise from Amber. I have very little information about it. I'll probably eventually watch the trailer maybe sometime in June. Once I'm done with the situation that I had in YouTube warning me. But for now, I won't. But July 4th, 2025 is the release date. It's based on the original work by Hypergraph Studio Montage ni Yuki Watanabe. Oh, Watanabe, okay. The rest Arknights from Rise from Amber Animation Studio Yosta Pictures. Some of these anime stories I don't know them. To be honest, some of them are not very familiar right now. Okay, looks like it's gonna be a fantasy series. Maybe not isekai, but fantasy. Maybe I'm not too excited for this one. So for the fans of Jujutsu Kaisen, this is an article from May 2nd, 2025 from TechCrawl website. It talks about how Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade Global celebrates anniversary with free gacha pools and exclusive skin. That's cool. For the fans of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not the biggest fan of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not my type of shonen. Not saying it's the best shonen, it's just a typical shonen. But I like to let people know what's going on in the anime world, whether I'm a huge fan or not of a series. Just so you guys know, because you guys may not know something cool that you maybe can buy much of, and I like to let you guys know. Now the global edition of the game is celebrating its 6th month anniversary, and we have some interesting information for the players. Yeah, what I just mentioned in the title. Yeah, it's been doing well. Phantom Parade, this IP-based RPG, not surprised. Jujutsu Kaisen is pretty big. Like most people I talk to, they like Jujutsu Kaisen. Some people have been complaining about the plot situations that have been happening in the latest season, but in general, people tend to like the fights. Some people complain about the writing, but you can say that about any fighting-based anime series. You can say that about One Piece. Sometimes One Piece focuses a lot on fighting at one point and less on the plot, or especially post time skip when now all this kind of rushing. Ever since after Dressrosa in particular, Dressrosa arc was long and all this like speeding up. There are things that should happen one that didn't with Zoro. Things that should happen with Sanji when they were at Big Mom's territory, that main territory that really didn't happen with Sanji. And surprising lack of firing from Sanji in that point when he should have faced someone like Snack. I have a lot of complaints. Most of with post time skip. Less with pre time skip One Piece, even though there was a lot of fighting, but there was some more interesting political moments that happened in One Piece and all the interesting plot in terms of writing. Pre-time skip and now post-time skip is kind of getting repetitive, much more, in a way. But anyway, Jujutsu Kaisen kind of suffers from that too, like many other fighting shonen series. Never always a bad thing, but it's something like I kind of like solo leveling. I watch every now and again. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Kind of fun to just watch every now and again. Um, with something like Jujutsu Kaisen, it just kind of already watch Yu Yu Hakusho, so when I see stuff like Breach and Jujutsu Kaisen, it kind of just feels a bit repetitive in a way. It's kind of series that been done, and it's nothing that new. Not saying the Soul Level is super new, but something about it makes it a little bit more interesting in a way. But it's still it's not saying that any of the series are bad. They're just not hugely in my taste. I still find the news interesting for fans that want to own some type of merch of this Jujutsu Kaisen game. So that's really it. Last thing I want to talk about was how from May 2nd, 2025, Anime News Network talks about how voice actress Takahashi resumes work after vocal cord surgery. So that's interesting. It happens, especially with singers, but it can happen with voice actors, maybe vocal issues. Um, it's something they have to be careful of. Hopefully, it doesn't impact her voice acting skills after the surgery. I guess we're gonna find out because something happened in her throat. Probably because of the voice acting a lot, potentially, maybe not resting enough. Vocal cord noodles. Think I know I'm definitely mispronouncing that, but I believe Freddie Mercury had this issue with over singing, from due to doing loud tours with Queen. So this is known issue to definitely happen to some singers, and I would expect also voice actors to be honest. The NC's apologize to the fans. Like, I mean, she had an issue and she had surgery. I don't think they had to apologize to fans like they're doing something bad. Maybe she was on vacation for 3 months straight. That would be different, but this is surgery. This is a must need. And if you guys didn't see, this is the voice actress. Like this is important to do. Otherwise, she probably couldn't continue do any work or do anything in her life. So she voiced has several characters in many different series like Milboro. I maybe a guild receptionist, the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really loves you. Second season, 9 to that one is just basically a harem. Honey Let Me Sold is not bad. I enjoyed that one. That's a cute romance, like a shoujo. It's basic, but I liked it. So she's been doing a lot of ReZero. I haven't watched that season. We're kind of skipping it for now, at least my wife and I. The latest ReZero. I think season 3. It feels also repetitive. It's one of those isekai where the first season was great, and then second season felt a bit repetitive. They cut out one character for a long time, and the romance between the MC and the his main interest is kind of, it always feels forced. So my wife and I feels that way. We both feel that way. It doesn't feel as natural as it does with another character. I think it works out better, but different taste, you know. Ronnie Kenshin is also in the Kyoto Disturbance. Shangri-La Frontier, second season, and Witchy Precure. That's Magical Girl series, classic one. They never end that. They always stretch that one out a lot, like Sailor Moon, and sometimes they would do something with Kakapta Sakura. They do a lot with the most popular ones, and I get it. Those are like the really good Magical Girls, but they're repetitive. You know, as an adult, certain series I can't really watch like I could as a kid. I kind of don't have much patience. That's like Dragon Ball for me. Dragon Ball is super repetitive, especially with Super. It's to me it's very pointless. And I know people love Super, not my taste. It's extremely repetitive and not much plot. It's just fighting and fighting, and it's not even that interesting fighting because I've seen Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, etc. fighting the same way a bunch of times. It's just repetitive. But now I'm gonna go in a rant if I keep talking any longer. Uh, she was also voicing the cat Syrup in the Witch Watch, and that's the one I mentioned earlier, Witch Watch, that premiered back in early April. That's a good series of fun little romance. Honestly, I've been noticed that in the last couple of years, romances like rom-com anime series and just general anime that are based on romance have been more my taste. They've been really well written, a lot of them. Last year, my top 10 are basically all romances. Basically, they're practically. I think only maybe Beastar is probably the only one that's not fully focused on romance, or even half focused on. But Done and Done, it has a nice balance of romance, action, fantasy, supernatural, type of stuff, sci-fi. So a lot of my basically my top 10 last year would be mainly romances. At one point, it used to be different, but they got so much better lately. While typical shonen fighting series have been so repetitive, there's just so many. I've been watching them for and reading them for too long. I want something a little bit different. But that's all the news for today, guys. Those were the main things I want to talk about, especially so leveling and the new anime series and the voice actor situation, obviously. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll reply to you guys as much as I can if I think it's needed or doable. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I will do research and try to answer the best way I can. Whether it's about solo leveling or anything else, let me know. And I'll answer you guys as quick as I can as well. And if you like the video, like and subscribe. Watch this on TikTok, follow us on TikTok, and I hope everyone has a good day.